Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of D-Tron Does It. Of course, I am D-Tron and I does stuff. And this week, I am installing the Veise VE017 Smart Lock. I know that sounds like a lot, but this is one of the best performing smart locks on Amazon for good reason. There's 5 ways that you can unlock the door with this thing. You can do it through an app, a passcode, a mechanical key, an entry card, or a fingerprint scan. All of those are ways that you can utilize this device to gain access into your home. This thing also has remote sharing in case a family member gets locked out or you need to let the pet sitter in the house. You've got auto locking and you have privacy mode, which will disable all of those things except for a physical key in case you go on vacation and you want no one going in the house. All of that in this little bitty box. So what are we gonna do today? I'm gonna show you what's inside the box. I'll show you how you install it, and then I'll show you how you use it. And if you like this product after watching today's video, I will leave a link down in the description. It's an affiliate link. It goes to help the channel, so I appreciate it if you use it. And if you decide not to do any of that, well, I won't be mad at you. All right, let's get started with what's in the box.
Another episode of D-Tron Does It. Of course, I am D-Tron and I does stuff. And this week,
what was the last one? D-Tron did this.
I like that one.
Okay.
So with this smart lock, you're going to get a lot of things. There's a user and installation manual. There is an installation template. Here are your access cards that you can program to your door lock. This is going to be the exterior door panel. It has your fingerprint scanner, your passcode, and it's also where you scan your access cards. This will be the interior door panel. This is where your batteries for the unit will be housed and where you will install it on the inside of the door. This is your individually numbered key, which is why I have it blurred out there. You get some reinforced and regular strike plates as well as the hardware for installation. Here is your actual deadbolt lock, and that's it.
All right, so now that I've shown you what's in the box, next we're gonna disassemble our current locking setup. That way we can install this new one. Let's get to it.
All right, to get started, we're gonna need to remove the old deadbolt. This may look different depending on what kind of deadbolt you have installed, but it likely starts with removing screws from the inside portion of the door. Here you can see I removed those 2 screws. I'm able to remove the rear plate off of this thing, and then the front plate should pull right out. The next thing you're going to need to do is remove your existing deadbolt lock. Usually 2 screws right on the inside of the door. Depending on if it's reinforced, you may have more screws there. Once you've removed those 2 screws, you should be able to just wedge that deadbolt out. And now you've got an empty space for you to be able to work with installing your new smart deadbolt. These 2 are about the same size in height, but lengthwise this one looks a little bit longer for the smart lock, so we want to test it out to see how it fits and if there's enough space at the rear for the housing. And here you can see when pushed in flush, there is enough space at the rear for this thing to move. And so when closing it, we just want to make sure that it's sitting flush, and then you can test it with a flathead screwdriver, or I use just a tool to make sure that the deadbolt lines up with the strike plate on the other side and that it will move. Now here, they gave you multiple strike plates. They gave you a regular one with just the 2 holes, and then they gave you a reinforced strike plate that has 4 holes to install screws. You will need to modify your door panel just a bit to be able to install this reinforced one, just to make sure that it closes flush. So here I'm just tightening up the screws for the actual deadbolt. That way it can be installed and in place. That way we can get ready to do the next step of this installation process. That next step is gonna not see me replace my strike plate because my current one works with this setup. So I'm not gonna replace it, but know that if you want to, you have these additional strike plates in there to use. So here we've got our exterior face plate for the door. It's going to have a mechanism that slides right through the deadbolt lock. Here you can see I'm just placing that through the middle of that deadbolt lock, and then the cable goes underneath and you're going to thread that cable through the mounting plate on the inside of the door. Once it's threaded through, you've got these two large lag bolts or two large bolts. You're going to use those to attach this mounting plate on the inside of the door all the way through the actual deadbolt lock into the exterior panel. These two bolts are really what's holding these two pieces of the smart lock together. So you want to make sure that they're tightened all the way through. Do not over tighten them. You don't want to strip these things, but make sure that they are secure, and that way your smart lock, once it's mounted in, is not moving around. Here you just want to check, make sure it's straight up and down. You don't want it tilted or leaning to the side. You may even want to get your leveler out to make sure that this thing is leveled, but once you get those bolts in there, it should be. You're going to need to hook the cable from the exterior door that you slid underneath into this interior door panel. It has markings on the inside of this mechanism to ensure that you line it up the right way. Here you can see that there's there's a red mark there, and there's also a red mark there to show you that this is how this lines up. Now that you've got that connected, you want to line that blue piece up and slide it right over top of the mechanism coming through the deadbolt from the outside. I showed it to you. Hopefully that makes sense. And then you've got 3 screws. There's 2 up top, and then there's one that's right underneath the lock. Once you've installed those, you've now completed the installation portion of your smart lock. So here, just tighten those up. Again, don't over tighten. And then you want to throw 4 brand new batteries in there. As soon as you do that, you'll hear the door lock itself. You can put the cover on it, and then here is just another image of it locking itself. Next up, I'll give you a preview of the app so you can see what it's like when you're setting it up. So first, you'll need the KK Home app. You can find that in most app stores. The overall rating for the app is not great. It seemed to work perfectly for me. Once you establish and get signed up, you'll see your lock there. Run this quick test and it will look for Bluetooth. You find it. Once it finds your Bluetooth, then you'll go ahead and put in a passcode. You can put in multiple passcodes, but there will be one master code, and then you can add as many additional codes as you like for individuals in the house. You can check out activities or how often the door opens. You can lock it and unlock it remotely. Within the settings, you have the ability to set up auto lock, and that can be set up to all the way for 3 minutes for an auto locking. You can also do fingerprint. So here you'll see me set up the fingerprint. It's just like setting up your fingerprint with an iPhone. You're just gonna press this multiple times at different angles to get the crest of your finger. And with this app, you can set up multiple fingerprints for anyone in the family. Now here is what it looks like at night. This thing has a backlit keypad, which makes it really easy to enter your code. If you want to lock this door, you just hold any number for a couple of seconds and it will lock itself, and it will tell you that it's locked. Once that's locked, just test it out. Here, fingerprint, it'll tell you, yep, it's accepted. It'll turn green, and then it'll allow you to access the door. A similar function happens when you use your key. Again, here, holding it just for a couple of seconds, any number, it will lock. It'll tell you that it's locked. You can check to ensure that the door does not open. And then if you use your key to try to enter, it'll turn green. It won't announce it, but if you lock it, it will tell you that it has been locked. And again, you can use any number of methods to get inside of this door.
All right, we are all wrapped up with this video. I'd first like to thank the people over at Veise for sending me this lock, allowing me to install it. I'd like to thank you for watching this video. If you made it this far, really do appreciate it. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification button, do all of that. And if not, well, I guess I won't be mad at you. And after today's video, if you've picked this up, you now have access with a physical key, a pass key, a code, a fingerprint, the app, so many options with this setup. I hope you guys go and pick it up, and I hope you enjoy it. Till next time, guys, peace.